Happy Monday, VicTube. Hey, Vic, do you still have power? Or, do you still not have power? Welcome to my church. I'm Pastor Peete today. Oh, you do have power. That's good. Slim Shady. Let's take our first look at some of these lines. We'll talk about these lines tonight on the Lunch Money Show. But about 15 minutes ago was the first time I looked at them today. Syracuse is a 6.5-point underdog to UNLV. Give me the fruit on that. Virginia is favored over Boston College. That's unbelievable there. What happened to Boston College? Damn, Georgia favored 24 points over Auburn. Here's the bet of the week, though. And yes, I am biased on this. Clemson and Florida State. Clemson only favored by 15 in Tallahassee. Hammer Clemson at minus 15. Actually, what I'm going to do is probably bet the first half. The first half line will probably be half of that, so 7.5. Yeah, give me Clemson in the first half. What's up, fools? Hey, fools, did you get hit bad with that storm? I don't know exactly where in Georgia you are compared to like where Lou and them are. Florida State on the money line. Yeah, plus 550. I don't even know if DJ is going to be playing in that game. I guess they are. I mean, they brought in that backup quarterback last week. They benched DJ, but he played like shit too. I don't know. DJ might be the best quarterback on that team, which is a shame. Or imagine you're so bad that your best quarterback is DJ. Ah, damn. Ah, damn. Went from the best quarterback in the country to the worst in one season. Oh boy. DJ gets it together for this one game. Well, you know what? Every once in a while, like once every 2 years, he does have a big game. So maybe it'll be this one. I don't know. But I don't know who he's going to throw it to, though. They don't have any wide receivers worth of shit either. I helped my friend win a $700 6-game parlay. How'd you help him? What'd you do? Would you pick the games for him or something, and he put up his money? And he gave you a cut of it. Lou did that one time with Nate the Great picked some games, and Lou won, and then Nate sent him a Cash App request or something. A PayPal request, something like that. Asking for half of the money. I think he gave it to him, too. I told Lou he's welcome to use my studio when he's here for whatever he needs. I don't know, I don't think he's going to do any live shows, though. But we will do the Lunch Money show tonight, obviously, on my main channel. But hitting a 6-team parlay or 6-game parlay is impressive. I mean, that's like, I don't even know what the odds are, but they're high or low or whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, Clemson minus 15. Write it down. Tattoo it on your forehead if you have to, but if you do tattoo it on your forehead, make sure you tattoo it backwards so when you look in the mirror, it reads correctly. Yeah, I get excited if I win a 2-leg parlay. Any parlay. The other day I hit a three-team parlay for it. I think I bet like $20 and 180 on Major League Baseball. But zero thought goes into that. I mean, I just pick 3 heavy favorites and parlay them and just hope that they win. That's all. It's a winning strategy. But guess what's not a winning strategy? Betting on football. If I just bet baseball and basketball, I'd probably win every week. It's like I go into Saturday up, $100 or more every week, and then by 3:30 on Saturday, it's all gone. Oh yeah, Lou ate. Mrs. Peete bought a loaf of bread that's not really bread. I don't know what they made it out of oats. I don't know what it is. It looks like cardboard to me. It's basically bread without bread in it. That's what it is. It's so terrible, even my son won't eat it, and he'll eat anything. So, so we made Lou eat it, and he liked it. Yeah, he liked it. I told him he could take it home with him. I mean, I doubt it's not real bread, so I doubt it molds or goes bad. It's probably good. It's probably, you know how Twinkies are good for like 500 years? I think that's what that bread is. It doesn't go bad. I came into the weekend $836 down for the season and ended up $14 up for the season. Holy shit, so you won over $800 this weekend? That's pretty good. Very good. All right, let me get on it. This fucking music's gonna drive me nuts. I was enjoying the church music at first, but that was just too much. Too early for that. Happy midday, everybody. Happy Monday. Heading into, what is this, week 6 now? Is it week 6? I think it's week 6. Can you believe it? Week 6 of the football season. It just started yesterday. I mean, it feels like just yesterday we watched Georgia Tech drag Florida State up and down the field on a different continent. But I guess that was like 6 weeks ago now, because that was week 0. So about halfway through the regular season. And yeah, Florida State's still just as bad as they were when they got drug up and down the field by Georgia Tech week 0 on a different continent. Matter of fact, they might even be worse. Just when you didn't think they could get any worse, they got worse. And I feel like a broken record saying how surprised I am at how bad Florida State is, but I still can't believe it. But I'll believe it after this Saturday when they go into Tallahassee and put a whooping on them.
Bye, honey. I'll be back later.
All right. He's taking his man purse and going shopping. Yeah, Clemson will probably play. You can only travel with 85 players, so they'll probably play all 85 players. There's some weird lines last week. Auburn was favored over Oklahoma. Yeah, that was. How many of you guys watched that game? The Oklahoma and Auburn game. Auburn led the entire game, and then Oklahoma took the lead at the very end and won. Isn't that what happened? Yeah, that's what happened. What's up, Scott?
How you doing, man?
I'm amazing and fantastic. Thank you for asking.
I do have just a fake headline for you for Friday.
Okay.
Alabama cheated. They used magnets. And we'll have the full details. We've got a whistleblower on that. We'll have full details on that Friday.
Oh. So what is all right? Well, I'll wait for the news story. So it's not a Connor Stallion situation, though.
No.
Okay.
Now look. I like most Georgia fans have gone, holy shit, at the half, and going, well, is it going to be more of us just being, stomped in the ground at the second half? But Georgia proved that there's no quitting in Georgia. I'll give them that. They might have lost the game, but there's no quitting.
Yeah.
And I was amazed by the comeback. So, no, we don't have we don't have that. That Ray Williams kid is probably one of the best players in college football today.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that outright. That kid is amazing.
Yeah.
And he proved his worth. And Jalen Milroe, God's sakes, he has come from being kind of a mediocre quarterback to being fan-freaking-tastic this year.
Yeah, he's high on a lot of people's Heisman list already.
Yeah.
Him and Cam Ward and what's his name?
Bad night for Carson Beck. 3 interceptions. I mean, it's not pretty. I didn't like the last play where they threw it in the same corner. I thought they should have thrown it to the tight end. He'd already scored 2 touchdowns. Lucky. Should have thrown it possibly to him, but Carson had his pick and he threw it and did the same thing he did with the other 2 interceptions. So
yeah,
it is what it is.
Well, it was an exciting game to watch. I'll tell you that. It was one of the better games of the day.
It was probably it probably will be the game of the year in watching that game. I don't think there's anything any better. Now, I will say what did make me happy this Saturday was watching Ole Miss get their ass whipped by Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that made me so happy.
Yeah, and Ole Miss has to play South Carolina this week. I think that game's in Columbia, too.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
They might lose that game. I think South Carolina's pretty good. I'm surprised they're not ranked this week.
Yeah.
I thought they should have been.
You got to have maybe had a heart attack on Friday night, too, right?
Are you talking about the Miami game?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm glad Slim's on here. I've been arguing with people. Well, Fools is telling me that it wasn't a touchdown. I think it was. Now, I don't care because that actually won me money. If that call had stood, or if it would have been incomplete, I would have lost money. So I'm glad they didn't do it, but I still think it was a touchdown. But there's
Slim in here. Slim?
Yeah, I'm here. Well, since the game's over, I think I can look at it pretty unbiasedly at this point because it doesn't matter. I think it's pretty obvious on the replay that nobody had possession of that ball when they came down.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought he did have possession, and the ball came loose after he was already down. It's hard to really see the ball.
It's one of those
That's the thing.
I mean, you can make the argument that 2 people did because obviously a Virginia Tech player had a hand on the ball, a Miami player had a hand on the ball, and the ball was obviously on the thigh pad of the Miami player. So I thought by rule, if 2 people have possession of it like that, nobody does.
Yeah.
What got me, I think the more egregious thing, honestly, by the time the refs got over there, a Miami player completely had possession of it. So how are you calling it a touchdown when you didn't? The only person you saw with possession of it was a Miami player. That didn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Yeah. I don't know. When I saw it in real time, I thought it was a touchdown. It's kind of hard to see what the ball is doing from the replay video, who's got control of it. So I guess that's why they overturned it. But typically when they make a call like that, it has to be indisputable evidence to overturn it. And
see, that's my thing. Because they showed it during the game, when they zoomed in on it, all the way through them hitting the ground, that ball was moving around. That says to me nobody has possession.
yeah, Vanny Danny's right too. He says if 2 people have possession, then it goes to the receiver, not to the defender. But whatever. I don't know. That was a fun game to watch, though.
That was a fun game to watch.
But yeah, I don't know. That was the worst game Miami's played so far this year, for sure.
I mean, there were other things in that game like that they called it. Now, granted, I didn't see this in real time. I only saw like a 40-second clip that ESPN posted. That quote unquote fumble on Miami's first possession. That looked to me like his arm was going forward. How you called that a fumble, I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
so there were a few things in that game that were a little, yeah.
That's ACC refs for you. They're terrible.
Yeah,
this is the worst officiating this year ever.
Like there was a play they called a hold on Virginia Tech that erased like a a 50-something yard rush. And I completely agree. It was not a hold. That was just a good block.
Yeah.
But also the same exact thing happened to Miami that erased a touchdown off the board. And that kind of shit kills momentum.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if it hadn't got taken off the board for Virginia Tech, you're killing momentum there. If that touchdown hadn't got erased off the board for Miami, you're killing momentum there. I don't know.
Yeah, I think people are overreacting to this like they do. Say, oh, Miami's really not that good. You know, look what happened. I almost lost to Virginia Tech, blah, blah, blah. I don't know.
We played Virginia Tech every year since 1991. I mean, it's basically a pseudo-rivalry game.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, is Georgia terrible because they played Kentucky close? I mean...
Well, Georgia might be terrible anyway. I'm just kidding. I think Georgia's still pretty good. I mean...
yeah.
Yeah. I still think they're going to make the playoffs. We were talking about that last night. Like, what... With Georgia's schedule coming up, right? They got Texas still. They got Oklahoma still. I mean, Ole Miss still, and they've got Tennessee still. So how many more games can they afford to lose and still make the playoff? Do you think they could get in with 3 losses?
No, I don't.
No,
I don't either.
I don't either.
They would, if they did, they'd be,
Well, how about this?
11th in the damn playoffs, and then they'd have to play 4 games.
Now, hold on now. What if they lose 2 games in the regular season and then lose the SEC championships? That would be their 3rd loss.
Right.
I'll put it like it depends on what else happens in the SEC.
Well, yeah.
Because you know what? Ole Miss was supposed to run the gauntlet with their schedule, and then Kentucky beats them Saturday. That's what made me damn happy, very happy.
Well, I mean, here's the thing with that, though. Okay, Ole Miss took a loss. What if they don't take one for the rest of the year?
Well, they'll be tied with, I don't know. We'll see. I think Georgia's going to beat them. I really believe that. Our next opponent, I'm afraid of, is Texas.
Yeah, that'd be the one I'd be.
Georgia don't play each other.
Huh?
What's that?
Ole Miss and Georgia don't play each other.
Yeah, they do.
Ole Miss and Georgia do play each other. We got to play in Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I thought they didn't. Okay.
Who
is it that Ole Miss misses out on somebody?
Our 2 biggest opponents this year.
They don't play South Carolina this year.
Other than Alabama, it's going to be Texas and Ole Miss.
Yeah, well, you better watch out for Tennessee, too.
That's what I'm saying. So if they lose 2 of those games, that might be.
You're right. You are right, but we're playing Tennessee at home.
They've got to win 2 of those 3.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anybody. Who else do you play? I know Georgia Tech, but
we got to play Auburn at home. We're playing Mississippi State at home.
Well, they're both terrible.
Then we go play Texas.
Yeah. So you got your toughest games are at the end of the season then.
Yes. Yeah.
Or 3, I guess 3 of them. You don't play South Carolina this year, right? So you don't have to.
No, we don't play South Carolina. No, there's no powder. We got one powder puff game left. We're playing Massachusetts or something.
Yeah.
Next to the last game.
Mississippi State's a powder puff game too. Let's be
Auburn might be too.
Auburn's probably a powder puff game too, but I'm looking at it as we're playing SEC opponents. Okay, we're not playing non-conference powder puff. Some tiny school.
Well, everybody's got a couple of powder puffs in their conference. Now Auburn, I look at that. I mean, it's the South's oldest rivalry. That's probably something similar to this Miami Virginia Tech game. There's a lot of familiarity there between the 2 teams, so they're going to play tougher than a normal team of that level caliber would.
Right. I'm pulling for the Gamecocks to beat Alabama.
I bet you are.
You damn right I am. I'm pulling for anybody to beat Alabama.
Don't you want Alabama to keep winning? And that's a quality loss, Scott.
Tennessee fans on Twitter after watching that game are convinced they can beat both of you easily.
Who?
Tennessee fans on Twitter.
Oh. Well, they're going 100-0 according to Tennessee fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they can beat both Alabama and Georgia easily now.
Well, I don't know what it is this season. Georgia has had the worst first half in every single damn game we played.
Yeah, second half team.
And
they were that way last year too. They were that way last year too. Got off to slow starts, looked bad early in the game.
Yeah.
That's one of the. Is that Carson Beck's worst game as a starter?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's his worst game. Yeah, with a 3 interceptions.
I'll forgive one of those interceptions because it was popped up. You know, the quarterback can't help when a receiver does that.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. You know, it was just a bad game. Period. That's all you can say.
How did you like?
Well, it wasn't. You know what? I take that back. It wasn't a bad game because they went back and actually were leading in the game for about 13 seconds, and I was jumping up and down and elated, and then Jalen Milroe within a few seconds throws a touchdown, and they lead the game again. But we were right down there. We had the time, you know. I think, you know, one time I just thought wrong play called. You went to the corner again, and I didn't think that was a good play. So,
well, I mean, honestly, it should have been though, because that was too Colby Young, dude, 6'5", that receiver you got from Miami. The only problem I saw is there was no fight from him for the ball.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Our secondary, we're playing freshman secondary. I mean, the only guy out there in corner is Malachi Starks, and that's it. I mean, this guy Holden we had out there, he couldn't keep up with anybody. They certainly couldn't keep up with Ray Williams. That kid was fast. That kid was amazing.
Well, I'm about to say Ryan Williams making a lot of people look foolish. So
he did. He damn sure did. But I see why they got him. I mean, at 17. I mean,
he wasn't a 5-star for no reason.
Yeah, he proved his worth to me. I understand it now.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well, I'm not hanging my head down low because Georgia lost that game. Because Georgia, if I would be hanging my head down low if Georgia got blown out in that game, but they didn't. They hung in there. They came back. They almost tied it. You know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I know.
Is this true? C-Dog says that Carson Beck is the worst quarterback in the state of Georgia.
Of course C-Dog would say that. Okay. You know, Georgia Tech fan would say some shit like that. I understand.
Who does Georgia Tech play this week? Because I don't think they played last week, did they?
Haynes King has already got a couple losses, so
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, he's kind of a running quarterback. I mean, he's not a great passer. He's okay. I mean, he's got his legs. You know, he's good at that. He's elusive, but
that's but that seems to be Georgia's Achilles heel is a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, and that makes sense too because.
Well, Pete, look at Jalen Milroe. I mean, that's a big kid. I mean, that's a big guy, and it's hard to bring his ass down.
I don't think it's got anything to do with Jalen Milroe specifically. I think it's Nick Saban defenses were also very, very susceptible to a running quarterback, and that's what Kirby runs is what Saban did.
Well, you know what got me is we didn't run the ball very much at all. And I was going, why? Why did we not run the ball? Why did they not play Nate Frazier, that true freshman who was just barreling through?
Yeah, why didn't they play him?
I have no damn idea.
Scott, Nate was in the doghouse. That's why he didn't even touch the field.
Uh-oh. What did he do?
I don't know. I just know that they said this week that don't expect him to play, that he did something at practice.
Oh.
And he didn't. But you're talking about why didn't we run the ball? I think a lot of it was we were down 28-0, and it's hard to score fast when you run the ball. So we were kind of already with our backs to the wall. But two, and I had this argument with people. They're like, you know, man, the defense is terrible, blah, blah, blah. We're down 28-0. It's like, look, when we played Oklahoma with Baker Mayfield, when we played Ohio State with C.J. Stroud, I haven't heard one Georgia fan ever say, man, our defense was terrible in those games. You want to know why? Because we outscored them.
Well, that's right. That's
exactly
right, Tiger.
So, hey, maybe when the other team scores 4 touchdowns in a row, maybe we score touchdowns fast.
Well, here, I don't I still agree with Scott. You should have been running the ball. Even being down like that, you're down early in the game. You're not trying to rush to score
in the game.
Well,
I'm not saying don't run the ball to begin with.
Well, no. I'm saying even when you're down, you still need to run the ball. You're not necessarily trying to put up points in bunches. You just need to worry on sustaining drives and scoring and getting stops.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason though. Hold on, Vic. There's a reason though. Vic, hold on. There's a reason people have never come back from being down 33 points. And that's because you can't run the ball doing that.
Exactly.
No, but you can come back from 28 down, which is what you were. I've seen Miami do it.
But we did that without running the ball.
But we didn't run the ball at all. What I'm saying is that we didn't run the ball at all in the first half. I mean, we ran it. We might have ran it twice, 3 times, 4 times, maybe. I didn't see a lot of running in the first. It was a lot of long balls. A lot of long. You know, we're going to surprise the hell out of Alabama. We're going to throw long balls down the field, and then we missed it.
Well, I mean, they were getting blown out. They were trying to make some kind of comeback. I understand why they did it.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
I understand it, but you don't need to abandon the run. As my point.
No, and to Slim's point, and to Vic's point, I'll let Vic go. Vic, go ahead.
We got back into the game by throwing the ball. We got back into the game by scoring quickly.
Well, of course, but I'm talking about the first half, and I'm also talking about doing a little bit of running. We could have opened up and ran the ball and possibly scored that way as well. I get it that we really didn't score in the second half until the fourth quarter. I mean, how many touchdowns do we have in the fourth quarter? 3?
We scored 1 in the third. Yeah, 1 in the second. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that was it. I mean, and then all the scoring went in the fourth quarter, and yes, it was. We had to. You're right. I will say this: the offensive line held as much as they could for Carson too, and Carson took his damn time back there. Too many damn times, I thought.
Yeah.
Look at this dog here.
Well, I mean, it didn't help that first half. That the refs called OPI on Colby Young.
That he called what? I'm sorry. What?
That they called OPI on Colby Young on that first drive.
Yeah.
Well, but to Slim's point, and this is where I do agree with the part of needing to run the ball early, was because you let Alabama's momentum roll from one possession to the next because
that's exactly right.
Go out there and throw the ball. It's like, and I told y'all from day one, that's been my problem. We have such inconsistent play call. It's like you don't have to try to match their home runs. Just play your game. Go out there and, like you said, run the ball. You know, do a little, medium 7 to 8 yard pass. Run the ball again. Like, kind of work your way down the field. You don't have to trade home runs.
Yeah, no, we don't have to go.
And we're not that kind of team. And that's why the ball.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think Bobo was necessarily calling for them to trade home runs. To Scott's point, that was a decision on Carson to keep going for the deep receiver.
Yeah. But, there's a difference between a run play and a pass play. In a pass play,
well, yes, but you still had guys underneath that.
You run the ball. So it's like, why are we calling pass plays that allow that? Is what I'm saying. Why are we not? That's all I'm saying is. And then the fact of, too, I don't ever want to hear that Carson, looks to where he wants to throw the ball. Did y'all see that dude eyeing down receivers in the first half?
Yeah.
I did a few times, yeah.
Oh, my goodness, dude. Like a 7-year-old rec ball quarterback. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, Carson does seem to have before the snap already have an idea of where he wants to go with the ball.
Yes. Well, but and quarterbacks in general.
Look, there were some times. I mean, he was so hesitant at one point. I'm going, are you going to throw the ball, or are you having an epileptic fit?
Yes.
I mean, it was like, what are you doing, Carson?
But this is where I think the whole leash deal, because in the second half, you didn't see that, Carson. In the second half, that man was scanning the field like Tom Brady and just picking,
Carson.
So it's like, it's just, I don't know.
Well, he's the hell. I mean, he calls his plays. I mean, they don't call many of his plays. He's the one that calls them. So, but there was just a few times I went, man, you can't try to keep unloading it deep. And that's what I was going, what are you doing?
Now
Why are we doing this every single damn time?
I'm not going to sit here and dog Georgia the whole time. I mean, Alabama's great, and I thought it was funny because they went up 28-0, and I'm thinking, you got to think what Kirby's like. What's going through his mind is like, holy shit! Like they're going to put up 70 on us. Like if I don't stop this right now, he's going to put up 70.
And he did.
What do you think about what do you think about the rumors that the reason Georgia lost is because Donald Trump was there and he was rooting for Alabama?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I think there might have been somebody that
I don't know what.
I love Alabama. I think Alabama's
the greatest team ever.
Alabama's the greatest team ever.
Yeah.
There's no greater team than Alabama.
There's no greater team.
I'm going to take them and put them down at the wall, and I'm going to build a border around Alabama.
Kamala Carroll Mo Harris goes for Georgia. No, I know. I don't know. I just either way, I think I'm happy that Georgia didn't continue to get blown out. They made adjustments, turned around, and came back, and that's cool and all. But it's like, even how close we came, you can't just play second half. We've had 4 games this year, and 3 of them we have sucked salty chocolate cojones in the first half, and it's like, what are we doing at practice? How come everybody else has good first halves, but not us? How come Kate Klubnik can go out there and throw for 47,000 yards in the first half, and Georgia's like, well, we don't want to score too fast. Like, what? We want to be conservative. Like,
no,
that doesn't make sense. Is it Garrett?
That's Kirby. It's Nick before.
But
it's Nick before Lane Kiffin.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, and that's what I want. I want Kirby to hold Bobo accountable the way that Nick Saban held freaking Lane Kiffin accountable. Do y'all remember how Nick would look at Lane when it'd be 3rd and 2 and he'd 30 yards downfield and he's like, what are you doing?
Remember that. Yeah.
Or he'd go over there and say, run the damn ball.
Yes, and then
you can see him say it.
Happened against Bama. It was 3rd and 2 and we took a 30-yard shot downfield and I'm like, now we got the first down on 4th and 2, but it's like, what? Why? Guys.
Okay, but well, hang on. You can't have it both ways, TB. You can't say that Carson pretty much runs it himself and then turn around and put it on Bobo.
Scott Kerr just said he runs it himself. I never said that. I've seen the same offense back when Mark Richt was here.
Okay, well, Mark Richt's an offensive guy.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you expect that kind of thing.
No, I'm just saying. I've seen this same.
I do think it's a little of both. It's on Bobo for getting away from the run. But Carson Beck picks who he throws the ball to. There are guys running shorter routes, not just 30 yards down the field.
But when I see Carson eyeing down people, it's like, look, I do blame Carson. But
that's not Bobo.
No, but Carson was not created in a lab where you created his statistics and sprinkled the Salt Bay on them. He is told what to do at practice. He is taught what to do at practice.
But Carson Beck throwing it to the other team is not Bobo's fault.
No, and I agree.
Yeah, he needs to take the easy completions.
Y'all couldn't even hear what I was saying.
There's going to be some talk about our defense, too, because our defense played on their heels the first half. There's no doubt.
And Carson Beck.
But look, hold on real quick. I want to say this about the Carson Beck deal. He is prepared at practice. And how come other quarterbacks in the nation are more prepared than our quarterback? That's what I mean. I'm not asking. It's a rhetorical question. I'm just saying that's my problem is why does our offense look stagnant every first half?
When I say that Kirby is still in his Nick Saban before Lane Kiffin phase, Kirby still wants to win through defense.
Oh, of course. I completely agree. Unless we play FSU or TCU, then he wants to score 70 in the first half.
Well, I mean, you're talking a national championship game, so you have a different mentality in a national championship game versus a regular season game.
Sea-Dog says Kirby is the new Dabo. That's not even an insult. Dabo's still one of the best coaches in the country.
Okay. I see what you did there.
I mean, if you're comparing resumes in their totality, Kirby and Dabo are 1A and 1B.
Well, yeah. Well, there's only 2 active coaches with multiple national titles. Yeah.
Well, what got me was we had 2 weeks to prepare for this game. We've been prepping for this game ever since
Alabama did too, though.
Championship, and we didn't. We looked like we were totally not prepared for this game.
I agree.
Alabama had 2 weeks to prepare for Georgia, though.
Yeah. So
and they prepped and they were ready.
That's my point.
Well, you had no answer.
They were damn ready for us.
I mean, how do you stop that receiver for Alabama? I mean, the guy's out there doing fucking magic circus catches. I mean,
well, I think this listen, and we all know there's a bit of luck in every game too. That pass that got tipped and he bobbled around, that was also just one of those things where it's going Bama's way.
Yeah.
And we've all seen that in games. Sometimes things are just going against you or they're going for you in a game.
No, as I said it for a fake news headline, it was magnets.
Magnets.
Magnets in the gloves.
Yeah.
And that is the tough part is like you said, we both had 2 weeks to prepare and, it's different. I mean, but it's like we had the whole summer to prepare for Clemson and still went out there in the first half and looked terrible. Kentucky looked terrible. And I know Kentucky's a good team. We just saw them beat Ole Miss.
Well, so is Clemson. I mean, that's still a very good defense.
But how come Alabama against Georgia, a good defense, can go out there and make us look? I mean, they started.
Styles make fights.
You said, well,
we still scored 34.
Styles make fights.
Same as Clemson.
You said
Stanford. Clemson's defense needs to get better. Clemson's defense needs to get a lot better. They might lose to South Carolina otherwise.
Well, I think we still have a Ladd McConkey, Brock Bowers hangover that we're still and that's part of the Carson Beck possible. I'm not saying problem, but of the issue that Carson's got to find the right guys to throw it to. He threw it to a lot of damn different people the second half. I mean, a ton of different people.
He did. I see what you're saying.
The tight end scored 2 touchdowns. Lucky. I mean, Dylan Bell. I mean, he threw it to a ton of people.
Bro, Oscar Delp, that dude. What has happened to him? That man dropped 3 catchable passes Saturday.
Yeah, I know. The one that was deep in the first quarter. And I was going, oh, shit, man.
I know. Personally, I am getting a little amusement out of Colby Young transferring and not doing a fucking thing.
Oh, he was our best receiver Saturday.
Right. Well, he's done.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he was. Dylan Bell had 5 catches for 100.
No, Colby Young.
I know. I'm saying Dylan had 5 catches for 100, but Colby completed 2 fourth downs for us by catching it and had that 150-50 ball. And I know I'm not saying he's the greatest ever, but compared to what we have, hell, I mean, that's.
I'm about to say he had like 3 catches for 50 yards. That's not great.
But we're Georgia. That's good. Okay. That's good for us.
Yeah, three catches for 50 yards is not bad.
Why, again, I thought we'd play a little bit of a ground and pound game with Titian, with Branson Robinson, with Nate Shaver. I mean, with all those running backs we have, I thought we would have used them somewhat in trying to wear down the defense of Alabama, and we didn't do none of that.
Well, Scott, I thought this was funny. I tuned into Pete's channel or his show when he was streaming it. And I was like, he's like, man, so what's this deal that Georgia fans have with Mike Bobo? And I was like, just watch the next possession. And I was like, up the middle, and then pass. He was like, all right, up the middle, we got a 4-yard gain. He turned around and ran it up the middle again for a 5-yard loss. So I was like, I can't make this up.
Yeah.
Like, I can't make
this
up.
I mean, we're just saying that we didn't run the ball and then also complain about the run, pass play call.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. But I think in the third quarter, we tried to run the ball more than we did the whole game.
Stop, Vic. You're making too much sense. Can't do that around here.
Well, and you know that Georgia has almost the worst third down distance in the SEC. We averaged third down and 10.
Wow.
Yeah. Booty.
Yeah, it's hard to score if you're third and long.
We were converting third downs. We were masterful at that.
I know. The last 3 years, we've been masterful on third downs.
We were.
But I think a lot of that, what you said, the whole Ladd and Brock, those are your guys that covered one-on-one.
Hey, think about this. Think about this number. Carson Beck threw more interceptions against Alabama than Cade Klubnik has thrown all year.
Wow.
But it's wild because Bama ran a lot of press cover 3. I was very surprised. They literally sat their linebackers in a zone all across, and then just had the safeties over the top. And I was like, and we couldn't get anything going. It's like we kept trying to fit it into these windows. And
well, you know, and here's the big thing: Jalen Milroe was the key. I mean, we couldn't stop Jalen Milroe. And that was a damn huge problem. And I thought we would box him and stop him, and we did none of that at all.
We did that in the second half.
In the second half, we looked great against them. But I think, too, though, Scott, we knew Baker Mayfield was really good. We knew C.J. Stroud was really good. So what were fans, what were we thinking? We're going to score 40 to beat them.
Yeah.
You know, we had that plan of we got to score, we got to match them, we got to have a shootout. This Georgia team, from what we have seen, is not going to win a shootout. Like we're not a score happy, to begin the game type team, and they may prove us wrong. I'm just saying from what we have seen.
Well, we damn sure did. We damn sure tried in the second half. We certainly tried. I thought what we did in the third and especially the fourth quarter was absolutely freaking amazing.
But you're also, and this is where any team that gets up by a lot is not going to sit there and play super aggressive the whole game when they're up by 30.
Yeah.
So I think some of that was like, all right, we're good. Just bleed the clock. Let's run the clock out a little bit. Run on offense. And
oh yeah, Alabama definitely took their foot off the gas.
But it was funny because eventually they were like, guys, put your foot back on the gas. It's like, well, we can't. Like, but they're about to be leading us in the game, and it's like, well, we weren't prepared for that.
Well, I'll give Kirby this. He definitely won the second half adjustments battle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he normally does. He does do that. He goes in there and I don't know what he does, gives them ass chewing, or whatever it may be, but somehow he gets them all prepped up, for the second half. I'm thinking, damn, Kirby, do it for the first half too.
I'll tell you one thing though, if you get down
in halftime, say it before the game starts.
If you get down 3 touchdowns to either Tennessee or Texas, you'll probably lose those games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the crazy thing is, Bama had, I think, 6 possessions or 7 possessions in the first half. So guess who else had 6, 7 possessions? We could not score once.
I know.
Well,
that's
we did score once, didn't we?
Yeah, we scored once. So we scored right before the half, I think, right?
Yes, and it's like all we had to do was match one more touchdown to their 57 points in the first half. And that comeback in the second half looks a little different.
Okay, here's a question. I've been throwing this in my head. What if, now this is just all, what ifs. What if we had scored, and would Kirby had gone for an extra point, or would he have gone for 2?
Oh, I think he trusts himself in overtime.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I thought. I thought he would trust himself. He said, "Let's go into overtime."
See, that would be a situation where I would go for 2 and go for the win.
Well, the only reason.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Kirby go for 2 that many times. That was definitely uncharacteristic.
He did it one time in the second half. I was very surprised.
Yeah. And went for 2 and we made the game then 30-15. Yeah.
Hey, you remember when he went for 2?
Well, he basically did it every time until right there at the very end.
Yeah.
Trying to catch up. Now he didn't once, but that was only because when y'all went for the 2-point conversion, there was a penalty that backed it up. So he just said, screw it, and went for the kick.
But the second time we went for 2, I was like, uh-oh, we're going 5 wide right here. What you got, Bobo? We ran a quarterback draw.
I know.
Motherfucker, you thought. He's like, well, guys, we can trick everybody. There's no running back. They won't think it's coming.
So are you one of the people that thinks that you should get a new coordinator? Bobo out the door?
I think he's a good coordinator. I do. It just seems like when it comes to the big game, his butthole gets really, really tight. It gets really tight. And then about halftime, he's like, okay, I'm good. Let's go. And after halftime, he's good. He comes out dealing after halftime. But
you need to get in him for every game.
Yeah, that go. That's something.
That sounds like a fake news segment there.
No,
It's suppository, huh?
Well, it's just tough because, people have always given me the whole like, dude, look at his stats. He scores this many points a game. And it's like, yeah, well, I know there's times where we played Alabama or we played big teams and it was like that 40 points a game went to 12 quick. We'd walk out of there with 12 points on our back, or we'd walk out of there with.
Well, okay, but you're looking at the fact of Nick Saban led Alabama teams that were absolutely monstrous on defense.
Oh, agreed. But I'm saying not just Alabama. I'm saying any Georgia fan will tell you big games, Georgia didn't win. Big games didn't matter. It just we just crapped the bed on offense in big games. People are like, yeah, but you gave up 28 points. It's a good team. You're gonna have to outscore them. Like. So it just, that it just feels very the same. I think that's something that, and I think we were also spoiled by Monken. Monken did a good job of getting the ball to people in space.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we were all super happy.
Well, as Georgia fans, we got to pray that Tennessee beats Alabama.
Really what?
Or South Carolina beats them.
Really
well,
what?
Tennessee's got better receivers than us. So, and Carson threw for 436 or something.
They might have a better defense than you, too.
I don't know, man. You say that. Fucking Oklahoma kept Tennessee in check. And that's not a great Oklahoma team.
What'd they keep them to?
I think
they scored 24, 28?
24, yeah, I think.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying that's. Well, what did Oklahoma score?
Less than that.
Offense is Oklahoma's problem, though.
Yeah.
What did they score?
I don't remember.
12, I think.
Something like that. Okay. Yeah, they couldn't score.
I thought it was. Wasn't something? I don't know.
I mean, they were still playing Jackson Arnold.
That's right. They're struggling.
Oklahoma's problem. I mean, look at their injury sheet that they put out, man. I mean, they've got like 17 people on it, and they're all offensive linemen and wide receivers.
You see, Auburn had their top 4 wide receivers out for the game.
No, Oklahoma did.
No, I know Auburn had their top 4 wide receivers.
Oh, really?
They did. Well,
they had 2 true freshmen starting for them the other day.
They had
poor Auburn, man. Peyton Thorne has a good game and then throws that pick 6 at the end to fucking kill him.
I know. He did play good. Auburn played good the whole game.
Yeah.
No, I know. I think Georgia fans all feel the same way, though. We're not as mad just because you got to see that comeback. You got to see the life of Georgia. Right. But you still, though, it's like, hey, that one problem we've had the whole time, we got to start early. We got to get going early.
We still lost, so we need to play better in the first half. Yeah.
To switch gears to another game, I know the final score. Clemson obviously dominated that game, Pete. But I know you have to be at least a little worried on how easily they were moving that ball.
Yeah, I said it. The defense. Who would have thought 6 weeks into this season that the offense would be miles better than the defense? We thought it was going to be the other way around. Yeah, it's the same thing happened. Even NC State was able to move the ball on them. Now, they forced whatever it was, 3 or 4 turnovers against Stanford. That was the difference in the game. But I think 2 of those turnovers were in the red zone. So they were marching right down. They couldn't stop the run. The run defense was terrible.
Yeah.
And coming up with somebody that worries me against a team like Louisville. I'm not worried about Florida State because they fucking suck. But against Louisville, against Pitt, if they can't stop the run, Miami. So
if play them.
Well, they're probably going to end up playing Miami in the championship game. I mean,
more than likely.
I mean, that's the most likely scenario.
Going back to Auburn for a minute, did you see the Cam Newton interview where Cam says, I can be one of the best of the 32 quarterbacks playing in the NFL right now?
Yeah, well, Cam Newton's delusional.
Good.
I'm about to say, we all saw him a couple years ago in New England. He was fucking terrible.
Yeah, but New England quarterbacks are different. They don't let play.
Okay, well, Cam Newton came back to Carolina and was just as cheap.
Yeah, he was horrible. You know, he sired 328 children now. So, I mean, I think he's got genital warts on him the size of walnuts, and he can hardly walk. And he thinks he can get out there and quarterback.
Now, you want to talk about somebody that could probably walk back into their position right now, and I mean this absolutely.
Mike.
No joking aside, no. T.O.
Oh yeah, I've seen him run. He still runs like a 4.5 40.
That dude, I've seen videos of him, on campus at colleges. He's cooking college corners.
Yeah, no, he's definitely still in his zone.
He was at that game.
Was it?
Colorado and UCF. Yeah, he was there. There was a bunch of NFL players there.
Yeah. I think that Cam Newton will probably do better than Anthony Richardson.
Cam Newton was there too, and he tried to talk to Travis Hunter or something, and Travis Hunter blew him off. Did y'all see that?
They came out and said that was like
joke.
Yeah, that's not what that was.
Yeah,
I don't know. Did you see Michael Irvin on the sideline of the Miami game? He looked like he was back on the coke, man. He was amped up.
Back on the coke.
He was going off.
Yeah, he was.
He probably was. Yeah.
No,
and then he had that ridiculous shirt on. Good God.
What was it?
Dude, it's one of those shirts where, like, it's made for you to hold your arms up and it looked like it got the U on it. That thing is so goofy looking.
What in the world?
The hell?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, only Michael Irvin's running around Miami, Florida in September with a long sleeve shirt on. That's why I said he's back on the coke, man, because he was doing that in Dallas. He was running around Dallas at the beginning of the season with a fur coat on. And it's like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, you good? Just cold.
Does doing coke reduce your body temperature? Does it make you get cold easy?
No, it just makes you ignore the fact that you're sweating your balls off.
No, you just gnash your teeth a lot.
Yeah.
And bite your skin.
Yeah, bite your skin, yeah. Michael Irvin reminds me, he's a Stephen A. wannabe. I mean, that's his commentating sounds so much like Stephen A. because he's yelling and screaming and
Yeah, but his actual takes are like 100 times smarter than Stephen A. Smith's.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Anybody's smarter than Stephen A. Smith. I mean, for God's sakes.
Guys, what about Michigan averaging 41 yards passing a game?
Wow.
I'm not surprised. Are you?
No, I don't know. I think it's like less than 50 right now.
Yeah, it's bad.
Still to be winning games is.
Hey, man, I said it in the offseason. I said they're going to have to figure out something on offense, but defensively, their defense is going to keep them in every game. And the only one that it hasn't is Texas, where, that offense overwhelmed the defense.
And Michigan's defense is having to play a lot more than a normal defense because their offense doesn't stay on the field.
Yeah, they barely beat Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to do something with our corners, man, in defense, because that was some pitiful. Well, again, that kid, Ray Williams, I don't know. I think he just, makes everybody look bad.
Him and Jeremiah Smith both. Jeremiah Smith has gone off since the first game of the season at Ohio State.
Yeah, that's true. I think we need to start Ellis Robinson, the freshman corner. He played a little bit against Clemson and did well, but he's not going to do worse than the two guys we saw get their tails handed to them.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, even against Kentucky, they did bad.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, that was something in our game that, when our second best corner is in a boot on the sideline, there's cause to be worried for your secondary at that point, and that reared its ugly head. And we still haven't played with Reuben Baines since the Florida game. He's still out.
How many times did Miami turn the ball over in that game?
3.
Yeah. That's why it was so close.
And one we talked about it earlier, I think was very, very questionable. Like I said, that looked like his arm going forward to me, not a fumble, but that's what they called it.
Got it.
But here's my thing. You have all this outrage all over the internet of the outcome of that game. There was none of this fucking outrage when they reviewed that fumble against Georgia Tech that wasn't.
Yeah, true.
So all these people on the internet with their pseudo outrage, you can kiss the fattest part of my ass.
It won't be hard to find.
No.
I'll see you later. Bye.
All right. See you later, Scott. Scott had an emergency. I think he had to go take a shit or something. Hey, TB, did you get the storm bad where you are? I know you're in Georgia, right?
Yeah, we didn't really get a lot of it. We just got rain for like 2.5 days straight.
Oh.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, Lou was showing me some pictures of Augusta. I mean, it looks fucking terrible.
Well,
Yeah, he uploaded a video yesterday driving around Augusta. It looks like, it doesn't even look like it was a hurricane. It looks like a fucking tornado came through there.
Yeah, they said it wasn't a tornado though. It was just sustained winds and.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he said that there was a bunch of houses in that neighborhood that got condemned. Like the authorities came in and told them they had to leave the property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right down the road from me, that tornado that come through here last March, there's several houses had to be completely rebuilt. There's still one that it looked like an abandoned project, like somebody just ran out of money trying to renovate it, and that thing just completely hit the ground. My wife's grandmother's house is right down the road from us. It moved the whole house off the foundation.
That's crazy.
Yeah, the eye went over us, but we didn't get hammered as bad as bad as Augusta did.
Yeah, Augusta got it bad. Asheville, North Carolina might have got the worst of it.
Asheville, North Carolina's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone. And from what I've heard, Greenville, South Carolina is really, really bad.
I think it's about like Augusta. No, I think SC Tiger fan. Can you turn off the?
What's up, buddy?
Turn off your background.
Yeah, we had one tree. We had a tree that.
Yeah, hey, dude, you got to turn off your YouTube or something because it's echoing.
Yeah, we also lost power for about.
Hello.
Yeah, there's Pete Magaha. He lives in Maggie Valley, so he's about maybe an hour or north of Asheville.
Really?
The death toll is wild, he said. Yeah, I've seen some of the videos coming out of Asheville. They're crazy.
Yeah, so have I.
Saw one where it was a plaza, like a bunch of stores connected, and the entire thing was white. Hold on.
Now here's the fucked up thing, and this isn't particularly on the people that are there currently, because you saw the same shit after Katrina under somebody else, but like FEMA still hasn't made their way there. You have people with private helicopters getting people out of there, getting supplies over to people who, you have bridges washed out, so they're stuck where they're at.
Yeah. That's crazy.
So is it mostly like rain and flooding damage or wind speed damage?
Both.
All of the above.
The wind speed would be so high when it's that far inland.
Lou said in Augusta there was 80 mile an hour sustained winds. I guess gusts of over 100.
Well, yeah, I don't know how we didn't get it that bad. I guess as the storm is spinning, I guess we must have got the clean side, I guess, while Augusta got the dirty side, I guess, because we hardly had any damage here. We had one tree fall over. We lost power for about 12 hours.
Well, part of what I was talking to somebody that lives up in that area on Twitter, and he said that area had been under a drought, and then they got all that rain at once, and I mean that's just a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, it's just a flood.
Mm-hmm.
SC Tiger fan, you're still.
There are parts of I-40 in North Carolina that are completely gone.
SC Tiger fan, you're still echoing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear ourselves too.
I think he might have fixed it now.
Uh-oh, there he goes.
All right, there you go.
You got it.
What's up, brother? He lives down in Gainesville. Did you get it bad down there?
Oh, dude, the eye went right over us, man.
Yeah. It seems to me, though, that Georgia and North Carolina got it worse than even Florida did for some reason.
I don't know. Tampa got hit pretty damn bad.
We got the wind down here.
Yeah.
Parts of Florida got it bad. There were some towns on the coast that got it really bad.
Like up in the up in the what do you call it? What do they call it?
My old stomping grounds got smacked.
What's the name of it?
My old stomping grounds got smacked pretty bad. Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, that whole area. Yeah, they got it bad.
Doesn't where does Celine live in relation to Tampa?
South.
He's about 90, give or take 90 miles south.
Oh. I haven't heard from him. Hopefully, have you checked on him, Vic, or you don't care?
Yeah, check.
Right.
Well, I mean, everybody's checked on that, and he's still uploading on his regular schedule. So I think things are SOP with Mr. Driver.
Okay. Volusia, your dad still lives in Florida, doesn't he?
He's in Jacksonville now.
Oh.
They didn't get it so bad.
They didn't get it very bad, no.
But so I heard that, a lot. I've been traveling recently, so I missed a bunch of this. But I'm in Malaysia now, actually. But
oh, damn.
Yeah, but I saw that they played the game. Obviously, the App State game got canceled, which now seeing all that damage up there was probably the right idea. But they played the Clemson game, but a bunch of Clemson had no power at that time, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, people lost their minds on fucking Twitter over Clemson playing football.
So here's the thing, and the fan base is split on this. I'm not bothered by it, but I still think they shouldn't have played the game. I mean, everything on campus there was no power on campus. The only power was in that stadium.
That's what I heard. Yeah.
So I don't.
It sounded like Notre Dame all over again.
Yeah, and I mean, people. There was still no gas, so I mean, if people are driving in from Greenville or North Carolina, wherever they're coming from, Charlotte, they couldn't get there.
Now, what was the crowd like?
It was sold out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess people did make it there, but
different. Yeah.
I mean,
if you can play the game, play the game.
Well, I mean, I kind of get their point that if the rest of campus doesn't have power, it's not a good look that you got power to the stadium and you're going to play the game.
Yeah. So somebody posted on Twitter yesterday. Somebody posted something funny on Twitter yesterday. A Clemson guy. He said, "Everyone, calm down. Clemson's going to give back the generators after the game to the hospital, so people will be all right."
Yeah, sure they didn't take generators.
But you know what they did do though? Is they took resources. I mean, you know how many police it takes to manage 80,000 fans?
Oh, yeah.
In a small town like Clemson. So those police were doing fucking traffic work instead of being out and, doing what they should be doing as far as the storm's concerned. But
I can understand both sides of that. I mean,
yeah. And the other thing is Stanford traveled all the way out there. They didn't want to tell them, sorry, turn back around and go back home. But
Exactly. Plus, this was a conference game, whereas Liberty and App State was a non-conference. So.
No, there are people who would argue who gives a shit, but it does matter for people like us. Yeah.
Yeah. Dabo said that Jesus told him to play. I heard that too.
Yeah, did he really?
Yeah, well, hey, if Jesus said to play, you got to play.
Yep.
That's right.
I mean, football is a religion in the upstate of South Carolina, so.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it. It's mostly like right around. What's the name of that town right in the Bend of Florida? What do they call it? The Big Bend or whatever the fuck?
The Horseshoe Beach.
Yeah.
Perry, Peete Beach.
It started there, went up through like the belly of Georgia, the upstate, Asheville. Okay.
It came right in and hit me dead on.
I know Tallahassee got hit dead on, so I was worried that they might have to.
The stadium got washed away.
What did?
Not dead on.
Oh, I thought. Oh, hopefully. I thought you said it did. I was like, what?
I'm hoping it did.
Their football program got washed away, and it was all the way over in Dallas. So.
I mean, the stadium is currently under construction, so I mean, there's a possibility.
I mean, maybe they can move the site. Maybe they can move it to Jacksonville.
No, is their stadium messed up?
Hey, Pete.
I haven't heard that. Yeah.
So 2-3 weeks ago, them tickets was like $300 to go to that game. they're basically giving them away now.
Yeah, no one wants to. Yeah, Florida State fans might not show up to this game.
Oh, it's gonna be.
I think the lowest I saw was like $53,
Wow.
and that's on the 50-yard line.
Hey man, y'all better watch out because everybody knows DJ shows up for one game a year. Y'all better hope it ain't this one.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
All he's gonna do is throw the ball to us.
Is he gonna start?
I'm assuming he is. I mean, they benched him in the third quarter last week because they were getting blown out by fucking SMU. But their backup quarterback doesn't look any better. So
I know. Well, that's a complete failure on the coaching staff's part. You've got this guy. He was ready. He was on the team last year, and you recruited him out of high school, and he's not better than DJ right now. DJ, they're fucking awful, dude.
Yeah.
So bad.
They look like a team that's given up too.
Dude, I shouldn't say that right now because we have to go down there and play them next week and now watch them, to push us to the brink. And that
I told you, DJ's good for one game a year. We all know it.
Y'all are crazy.
I don't feel too.
DJ's gonna throw the ball to us, bro.
Yeah.
Here's the orange helmets.
Okay, listen, I completely agree. They should win, but if you watch that game Saturday and came away with any other line of thinking other than your defense can be had, I don't know what you were watching.
Well,
the Clemson game?
Yeah.
Yes. Stanford was moving the ball at will until the red zone. And I'll give it to Clemson. They bowed their backs in the red zone.
Yeah, we were better in the second half, but yeah, no, I mean, yeah, but I don't think Florida State's the team to do it. Their offense is a fucking comedy of errors.
Okay. This be that one DJ game of the year where he throws for 450 and you're like, what the fuck?
Let's hope not.
I was convinced.
It's like a deer in headlights.
I can't believe how low the line is. It's 15 points. I thought it should have been 20 something.
Yeah.
I mean,
I won't bet that game. That game.
Hey, Slim.
Yes, sir.
So, with FSU playing the way they are now, Gators playing the way they are now, who the hell's going to win that game?
Jesus.
Both of them's hot garbage.
Oh, my Jesus. I think they should pay everybody in the stands that sits through that game.
Yeah.
I'll answer that question.
UCF's a road favorite in the swamp this weekend?
No, Florida's favored by a point, I think.
Oh, I just checked it. I saw UCF -1.5.
Oh. That's correct. I think Florida would beat Florida State. They're not as bad as Florida State is. I think Florida State's the worst team in the Power Four.
Yeah, to be honest, yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, and actually, after their performance against Colorado, I may pick the Gators to beat UCF.
I
don't know.
I don't know.
They still have the number one rushing offense in the country. UCF does.
Yeah. I mean, I've been talking about it. I've been talking about it for multiple weeks on the ACC show, and Georgia fans talking about earlier. Miami pulled the same shit against Virginia Tech. I don't know why they're not running the ball in the first half, and that shit about cost you.
So we
had more than double the rushing yards in the third quarter than they had in the entire first half.
Who do you play this week?
We have game day. We have game day at Cal.
What?
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
The hell?
Day is coming to Berkeley for the first time ever.
Damn, man.
Wow.
Boy, imagine that's a better game than Clemson and Florida State. Florida State, poverty.
It's a way better game than Clemson, Florida State.
I thought they would have gone to Tennessee at Arkansas, but
hey, is that Pac-12 after dark?
ACC after dark. That is a 10:30 Eastern time kickoff.
Damn.
Oh my God.
I think Michigan at Washington in a national championship rematch would have been an okay choice, but
yeah, exactly. That's what I thought they would go. I thought they would go to Seattle for the national champion.
Yeah. Hey, Slim, what are the chances that there's like some sort of a protest at the at the game day in Cal?
100%. Well, actually, if the perception about Miami being a bunch of criminals is true, then Cal, if they are going to stay consistent, should just forfeit the game to us because it's not the criminal's fault.
Hey, Pete, are you going to stream that one?
I don't know what I'm streaming this week. That's at 10:30 at night. I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not.
Oh, come on, no Pete after dark.
Maybe we'll see. Well, what time's Clemson play? It's probably fucking noon since Florida State sucks.
7:30.
Huh?
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
It's a night game.
Yep.
Yeah.
7 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah, who y'all playing?
Hey, you could go straight from the Clemson game into the Miami Cal game.
That's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Could do that.
And I mean, it would kind of make up for the fact that we haven't had any join streams this season.
Is Greta Thunberg going to show up to game day?
Oh, she's singing the national anthem.
Oh, how dare you!
You got a drop on that? How dare you?
Yeah, I think so.
How dare you?
There it is.
Hey, these football players go to more class than she's gone to.
I don't know. No, it's probably gonna. I don't know. Is it gonna be Snoop Dogg?
Snoop Dogg? No, Marshawn Lynch maybe.
Yeah, it gets E40 on there and Too Short.
Yeah, Marshawn Lynch probably should be the guest picker. He went to Cal, right?
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess
Cal, yeah.
if they were at USC, it could be Snoop Dogg.
I would say Aaron Rodgers, but he's got a game to play.
Yeah,
losing at home to the Broncos.
I mean, can they do any worse than this past weekend? I mean, could they really find?
Oh, that was
else?
that they jumped the shark on that one there. But I was said it halfway joking, but I guess it's true. Mrs. Terry is the second most famous person in the state of Alabama.
Yeah, I mean that is kind of true.
Yeah. What about Jared Goff?
I said they should have had Tom Hanks on dressed up like Forrest Gump. That would have been epic.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
Oh, that dude. Yeah.
And just have Ricky Gervais bust out and make and talk shit about him some more.
Yeah.
No, I bet it is going to be Marshawn Lynch. That's a good projection there. I bet you it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who I would have.
Well, it doesn't look like the early or afternoon slate is that great. So maybe you're up late, Pete.
I might have to do that. Let me look at the. Let's pull this up.
The best 3:30 game is Ole Miss at South Carolina, I think.
Let's see. The 12. The Thursday games are no good.
Friday's got a good game, but
who's playing on Thursday?
So damn, there's a bunch of games on Friday. There's like 4 games.
Yeah.
The best one is probably
Syracuse UNLV.
Yeah, Syracuse is an underdog in that. I'll take the fruit.
Well, that was another one. Like the final score of that Syracuse Holy Cross game does not reflect how that game went.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was a fight.
Yeah, UNLV's quarterback quit. So.
Yeah, well,
and the running back.
And the running back.
So the 12 o'clock.
I saw that, Volusia. Their fucking backup quarterback is way better.
Way better, yeah.
How do you know that he's way better?
Because we saw him play.
Yeah.
See, this is a good game here. SMU at Louisville.
Yeah.
That's a good one there.
It is good. Louisville on the rebound, getting smacked around by Notre Dame.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who did UNLV play?
Fresno State.
Okay.
Yeah, and they blew them out too, didn't they?
Yeah.
45.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people shitting on Arch for that Mississippi State game, but and I'll be honest, I didn't watch the game. You look at his stats, though. I mean, he had 5 incompletions, almost 400 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he didn't play bad.
That's not bad.
What are y'all crying about? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to figure out. I saw it on my timeline on Twitter, and I was curious.
Whatever. They just need to find something to whine about.
I guess.
Well,
I'm wondering if it's something like I said, the final score doesn't really reflect that Syracuse Holy Cross game. I was wondering if it was a thing like that. I don't know.
I don't think it is, man. I just think it was a good defensive effort.
Right. What was the score of that game?
I want to say it was 35-13 or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
5-13. Well, I mean, that's not bad. I mean.
No.
And then his numbers weren't bad either.
What do y'all think about Penn State? Nobody seems to talk about them. They're just sitting there in the top 10, quietly winning every game. Now, who have they played? Yeah, all that. I don't know what.
Yeah, well, they rode the struggle bus against something called Bowling Green.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they just beat a ranked team in Illinois. So.
Yeah, okay, but they didn't look very good doing it. They scored at the very end of the game. It was 14-7. I mean, and they play UCLA this week, who's awful. So,
yeah, when do they play somebody good?
Well, and that's another one. The final score does not. Oregon was riding the struggle bus most of that game against UCLA.
Yeah, Oregon has been.
I watched that. No, they've just been down. They got up for the Oregon State game so far, and that's it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Totally. Yeah.
Look at this. Boston College is an underdog to Virginia.
Yeah.
Did they lose their quarterback or something?
They didn't play last week.
They won. Boston College won, but Castellanos was out.
He must not be playing in this game either if they're an underdog.
I don't know. Virginia's 4-1, man.
I know.
How about them fighting Manny Diaz's?
Yeah,
Duke 5-0, baby.
Duke and Indiana are 5-0.
They were down most of that game too, right? They came back.
They didn't take the lead till the very end.
They were down by 20 points, weren't they?
Yeah.
They were down 20-0.
Yeah.
Come back and won 21-20.
That's crazy. Boy.
UNC is down bad.
Yeah, Mac Brown down bad, real bad.
Bad.
I'm for it.
Oh, yeah.
Wake Forest and NC State, that's two irrelevant teams. So, yeah, but there is a couple of good games on it now. I like the SMU and Louisville one the best. Navy and Air Force. Navy's undefeated, aren't they?
Yes.
I believe so. With a win over Memphis.
Yeah, I think Navy's undefeated. Army's undefeated. I don't know about Air Force.
They are not undefeated.
Okay. Well, watch out for Navy. Are they ranked? They should be, probably.
So I think if Navy and Army both win this week, they could both get ranked.
Yeah.
We could have, now that Army's in the American Athletic Conference, we could have back-to-back Army-Navy games 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, yeah. You mean because of the conference championship?
Yeah.
Yeah. That would be crazy, wouldn't it?
That'd be weird.
Have we ever seen that before? I guess.
I don't like that only because I feel like that's one game that there should just be one game. Like, you win that game and that's it. You shouldn't have to play it again the next week. That's kind of.
I know, that'd be crazy. It's been a while since Army and Navy were both good in the same season.
Well, they've never been in the same conference.
No.
Yeah.
But it's been a while since Navy's been good, period. Army's been pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Army running the air raid just seems off to me.
No, I like it.
About that just does not sit well.
Yeah, the Army-Navy game is supposed to be two triple option teams playing to a 12-8. You know what I mean?
I disagree.
Well, like Army running the triple option makes sense. Air Force running the air raid makes sense.
Well, there was a stretch there where all three of them were running the triple option, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Air Force running the triple option seems stupid.
They should run the air raid. Now what Navy and Coast Guard should run, I don't know.
Yeah,
and I need
hard to run a water-based football offense. Yeah,
I need Space Force to have a football team like I need oxygen.
There you go. There's the stat. First time since 1945 that Army and Navy start out 4-0. Both.
Wow.
So
you want to talk about NIL? These guys should be able to draft whatever fucking players they want and just dominate everybody.
Like they used to in the 40s, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh wow.
Yes. How big is the military NIL budget?
Yeah, the military NIL complex.
Yeah.
If they wanted to play that NIL game, I don't think anybody could fuck with them.
Yeah.
Right. They have to fuck.
They would have the back of the U.S. government. So.
Yeah.
Hey, Notre Dame's got the Vatican backing them. They have their own bank.
Yep.
Yeah, who would be the NIL donation come from? Like the one of those defense contractors.
Yeah, Northrop Grumman.
Yeah, Lockheed Martin.
Yeah.
Would.
Yeah, what I guess we would be paying for the Army NIL collective, but
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You're fixing to be paying. You're already paying for Georgia's, so you might as well pay for Army's too.
Yep.
Hell, and with these ticket, what do they call it? Talent fees that they're going to start adding to everybody's tickets. I guess that means whenever we go to any away game, we're going to be paying for these guys to play football even more.
Yeah, what is it, like $10 a ticket or something like that?
10%.
10%. Okay. God dang.
I mean, Tennessee's just the first one to do it, but everybody's fixing to do it.
Yeah, everyone's going to have to do it.
Well, no, they don't. No, they don't have to do it.
Well,
it's supposed to come. It's supposed to come out of these fucking TV contracts. But so much for that part.
It's not.
Right. Like everything else in life, the cost just gets passed on to us.
Right.
Yep.
Any opportunity to bilk the fans out of a little bit more money, right?
Right.
Well, hey, when they're dumb enough to answer the call, hey, we need $200,000 for another goalpost. I mean, if you're that gullible, a fool and his money soon part. I mean, listen, I'm no expert in the cost of goalposts. Something tells me that motherfucker ain't $200,000.
Yeah, that's just like you know how the U.S. government spends like $500 on an ink pen, you know, a ballpoint pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, same kind of thing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or how an aspirin costs $40 in a hospital.
Yeah.
Yep.
Company, right?
Right. Yeah.
They know people will pay it. Yeah, they're getting away with it. I mean, I bitch and moan about the price of tickets every year, but I still go to a game every year. So.
Yep. Well, and even if the average Joe like me and you go, and I think it's heading this way anyway, I think you're going to see, because ticket prices are rising, I think what you're going to start to see is the capacity in these stadiums go down, and they're all going to swap to stadium seating like what Hard Rock has.
Yeah.
NFL style, yeah.
I don't know about that.
Shit, I mean, people are going to demand, you know, better seating if they're, as long as ticket prices keep going up.
Didn't Alabama do that a couple years ago? They reduced the capacity of the stadium by like 2,000 or 3,000, so they put premier seating in, or premium seating, or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of them are going to head that way.
Seats have it, right?
What does?
The West End Zone has nice seats and seat backs and things, right?
Yeah, the West End Zone in Clemson you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's where the luxury boxes are, right above it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just under the Oculus.
And you see the scoreboard at Clemson got damaged by the storm?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I was flipping between games, and that one was kind of in hand, so I was paying a little more attention to another one.
Yeah, that game wasn't very exciting. Unless you're a Clemson fan, it wasn't.
I loved it, but yeah, I can understand how it wasn't on everyone's main screen. Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I was watching it, and you know, I've had that thought for a couple of weeks now, looking at Clemson's defense, that y'all got some, even in, like, especially the NC State game, like, your backups came in and they were able to do whatever they wanted against them. I have some questions about the quality of depth that's on Clemson's defense.
That is an issue, especially on the defensive line. I mean, we had Peter Woods has been out the past 2 weeks. Now he's supposed to be a defensive tackle. Defensive tackle, but they've been playing him as a defensive end for most of the season. So a lot of the Clemson fans are like, we're without Peter Woods. That's why they were able to run the ball on us like that. And I'm like, well, if one guy going down is that big of it, that's not good going into the postseason.
No.
We have depth issues in the front seven, not in the secondary, but
not
in the front
secondary.
seven.
Yeah.
I said it before the season. I mean, I think that's one of our biggest weaknesses is that we don't have a lot of depth on the defensive line, and we definitely don't at linebacker. If Woodaz or Barrett Carter gets hurt, we're fucked.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Sammy Brown played good. against.
He did get 2 sacks as well, which is encouraging.
Against Stanford. So I don't know. I think they're all right at linebacker. It's really it's the defensive line. The first string defensive line is as good as anybody in the country, but you can't. They can't play every snap. Right. So
well, and even Miami's to the point. After this week at Cal, we're in need of this bye week because Reuben Bain still isn't healthy. Damari Brown's been walking around in a boot. They need to get some guys healthy, and Damari Brown's arguably our second best corner.
But what we were hoping for, Volusia, it so far has come to fruition. Is the 2 hotshot freshman receivers have stepped up big time, both Moore and Wesco.
Good.
And Antonio Williams is playing good too. So we have 3 legit receivers right now, which we haven't had in since 2018, maybe.
3 legit receivers, and none of them really played at all last year.
Yeah.
I still think Tyler Brown is good. Stellato's been better. Even Cole Turner looks better than he has at any point. Adam Randall looks better too, even though he got hurt. But still, I just named 7 guys.
I mean, I'll put my wide receiver core up against anybody's.
Well, yeah, Miami has one of the best wide receiver cores in the country.
It's been an issue for Clemson to the point where it's become something that we all bitch about every single week, and now suddenly it's a strength.
Well, I was bitching and moaning, I'm not going to lie, during the game about them not running the ball. With Maffa. And then, Stanford has the #1 run defense in the country, statistically. Wow. So I guess maybe that's why. I mean, Maffa got 10 carries, and he was averaging close to 6 yards a carry.
Yeah, you still don't need to abandon the run like that.
No, I thought they should have ran it more.
For any team.
I mean, I realized that they were having success passing the ball, but,
Well, that's the reason. I mean, we scored 40 points.
Well, and I get that, but you're going to, especially late in the season and into the playoffs, you're going to need to be able to run the ball.
Right. Well, I mean, I think this was the first game where we really struggled running the ball. Stopping the run, not necessarily the case. Stopping the run I'm more concerned about stopping the run than our running it.
Well, no, you also had that problem week 1 where Maffa got like 6 carries.
Well, yeah, but that was,
Yeah, well, whatever.
And his average per carry was good, but he only carried the damn ball 6 times.
And the other weird thing they did with Maffa this week, first, he's a between the tackles running back, and they were trying to get him out on the edge. I don't even know what they were trying to do with that. It didn't work. I know that. I mean, he's not. Yeah, I don't. He's not Shipley.
Just trying to push a square peg into a round hole.
Yeah, he's not Will Shipley, or even Travis Etienne.
No, I agree. I mean, Haynes has been getting plenty of carries. I feel like we can use him for that if we need to.
Yeah.
But look, I mean, I'm not gonna wring my hands too hard over covering a 22-point spread and a win. So.
Well, no, these are just things that can bite you later on in the season. Is all we're saying.
These are things that Dabo is going to be harping on in practice, right? Which is good.
He better be.
But that's Florida State is a cure for those ails, But Slim, I do share your concern. I mean, obviously. Anyways, but yeah, that we might not, that this Florida State game might not be a walkover the way that everyone expects it to be.
There's nothing good about Florida State.
Saying, DJ is good, and y'all saw it when he was there. It was the same way at Oregon.
No,
he's good for one game a year.
It's just true. Dabo's just a better coach than Mike Norvell. That's why we won all those games with DJ.
Yeah, well, that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Mike Norvell had me fooled. I thought he was a pretty good coach.
But they're an absolute catastrophe, dude.
Yeah.
They're so bad. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's really bad.
They should be 0-5, really.
I think so, too.
They beat Cal, which, I mean,
okay. 2 field goals. I mean, fuck.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is. We've had back-to-back games where fucking field goals were making, kickers were making every field goal they lined up for.
Yeah, I saw Miami, Virginia Tech was like that, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was the week before. Well, the week before, South Florida, I didn't know this. They wheel out a kicker that hasn't kicked in a game all year. It's fucking Martin Grammatica's son.
Yeah.
Well, Clemson needs a punter. I mean, why don't they just go to the soccer team and pluck whoever the best kicker on the soccer team is?
Well, they got a great soccer team.
I mean, this guy averages like 30 yards a punt or something. It's terrible. Now, luckily, they haven't had to punt the ball a lot because they score. on almost every drive, but they've got 3 different kickers they use. They use one guy for punting, one guy for kickoffs, and one guy for field goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do. Although I like the field goal kicker.
Yeah. Wasn't he like a 5-star kicker coming out of high school?
Well, he was the number 1 kicker. He wasn't a 5-star. You rarely do get a kicker that's rated as a 5-star.
Right.
Usually the
I'm
number
about to say, is there ever been a 5-star kicker before?
I don't think so. Maybe Janikowski. I have no idea.
And 3-star kicker.
There has to have been a 5-star kicker before.
No.
You sure?
No.
Why does there have to have been?
Yeah, usually the number 1 kicker in the country is a 3-star.
Chat. Let's settle this. Has there ever been a 5-star? I think there has been. I think there's been several of them.
I would guess no. Unless there was an era in which 5 stars were counted differently, because now there's only 30 or so 5-star recruits in the entire country, regardless of position. So one of them's not going to be a kicker.
There's like 32 or 35,
something like that, right? Yeah.
Number 1 kickers in the nation are 3 stars.
Yeah.
What?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Yes.
Well, I guess I'm the 5-star dummy for thinking that.
Yeah. It's like, has there ever been a kicker drafted in the first round?
Janikowski.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was the last one. Because the Raiders are fucking the Raiders.
Hey, man, listen. If somebody had taken Adam Vinatieri in the first round, history would have said, okay, that was the right pick.
Probably, or even Justin Tucker, even though he's having a rough season.
Well, I don't think there's any more clutch kicker ever in the NFL than Adam Vinatieri.
Sure. But, I mean, Tucker is a better kicker overall. He's more accurate.
What about Morton Anderson?
Yeah.
Didn't he kick till he was like 60 or something?
I'm like, I mean, that's a position. Yeah, you want to talk about an old player doing it? That's one where you could probably get away with it.
Yeah, with the single bar face mask and all that.
We're not allowed to have that anymore, but yeah.
He's like German or something, isn't he?
I want to say he's Dutch. Or
yeah, that's right. He's Dutch. You're right.
Who is?
Morton Anderson. He's in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Does he still hold the record for the most field goals kicked ever in the NFL? I think it is. I think he's got the record for that.
Wouldn't surprise me.
I mean, he kicked for fucking 30 years or something. Ridiculous.
No, it's Vinatieri.
Oh, is it really?
Yep, 599.
Yeah, so I wonder what field goal kicker has the most game-winning field goals.
Yeah, I have no idea about that.
It is Vinatieri as well.
Oh, Slim, did you see Tom Brady throwing shade at your boy Baker Mayfield this weekend?
Oh no.
Yeah, I did.
That was funny. That was hilarious. It was live on the air too.
What'd he say?
Well, they brought up a quote during the broadcast that Baker Mayfield said something about the guys that played with Tom Brady in Tampa Bay did not enjoy playing with him. And so Tom Brady was like, well, I enjoyed winning Super Bowls. I don't have to worry about that. Basically saying that Baker has no Super Bowls. You know.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. A lot of people have said, you know, Tom Brady's kind of a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then he said, I wasn't there to have fun. He said, that's the problem. Yeah. He said, if I wanted to have fun, I'd go to Disneyland with my kids.
I've never heard anybody say Tom Brady wasn't a good teammate or they didn't enjoy playing with him.
Well, they enjoyed winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all the money that came along with winning, too.
They enjoyed winning.
Yeah. But believe me, Bill Belichick enjoyed him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, without him, Bill Belichick is a sub-500 coach.
Yeah, you're right. That's a fact.
Yep.
Now there's talks of him going to Jacksonville. Did you hear about that?
I would love that. Please do that.
I don't know, bro. Like Slim just said, I mean, Trevor Lawrence is not Tom Brady.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
No.
Oh.
That team could use a bit more discipline.
Well, that team is terrible.
Of the quarterback position. Let's put it
I mean, they're so bad, they're almost as bad as the Bengals.
No, fuck off. You beat the Panthers, bitch. Like, what do you want?
Yeah, I know.
Wow,
Well,
you beat the Panthers.
yeah, what a high bar.
Yes. When you're winless, you need a win. You
What
know?
a high bar.
Well, I guess.
I was really hoping that Andy Dalton would beat the Bengals. That
He's
would
done it before. He beat the Bengals with the Cowboys. He beat us with the Bears. I think he beat us with the Saints too.
Is it a coincidence that the Bengals went to shit?
All I know is doing his Ellen DeGeneres impression.
Yeah.
He does not have a good record.
Yeah.
He never needs to do that again.
Does he look like Ellen DeGeneres or Megan Raponi?
Are you talking about Joey B?
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
Yeah, wow.
He's gone full Cam Newton with the crazy outfits and the bleach blonde hair.
I like it though. It's fine.
Yeah.
He was wearing ridiculous shit when we were going to the Super Bowl, so I'm fine with that. But yeah, the hair is a problem.
the hair. Yeah, didn't he have he had like long hair at one point, right?
He was when he was at Ohio State, I think he had long hair.
Yeah, so he looked.
Whatever that outfit he wore yesterday was, it looked like, you know how when, like an old lady like knits a quilt? It looked like that's what he was wearing, a quilt.
That people were. I heard that that when he had the long hair, that he looked like Anakin Skywalker in
yeah.
Episode 3. Yeah.
Maybe he needs that back.
Yeah, he's got too much money, I think.
He's playing good. He's not the reason that the team hasn't been winning.
It's the defense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for him, you know how this goes, Volusia. Unfortunately for him, quarterbacks get undue credit and blame.
Yep, 100%. I mean, the season's not over. I mean, the NFL is a long season, and you can lose a number of games and still be fine. So it's not the end of the world. But yeah, the run defense needs to get fixed up like stat.
How many teams that have started 0-3 have made the playoffs?
Not many.
The Texans did it with Watson a few years ago, and then the one before that, it's been a while. But there's again 2 extra playoff spots now. So
right, the percentage is really low. Yeah.
TK still thinks he's hot though, despite his new haircut.
Well, I mean, he is, but yeah.
You think he's hot too, Vic?
Yeah, I mean, he's also hot as a woman too. So.
Oh, God. I hate those, man. That shit makes me so uncomfortable.
What?
When they use AI to take like a famous guy's face, especially an athlete, and make him a chick.
Oh yeah.
Shit's
I did that once with a bunch of YouTubers.
Fuck, it's awful.
Mm-hmm.
That was years ago.
It's just deeply uncomfortable.
I mean, I would smash female Joe Burrow. Yeah.
I did Mark Rogers' female filter on him, and he looked like Peg Bundy.
I remember that.
That's good.
Oh man.
Why would that bother you so much, Volusia? I mean, you had a quarterback in Trevor Lawrence that kind of looked like a chick.
I don't know. I think that do you remember the fan who was a chick that put on the headband and his jersey and looked like him? You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought she looked like a dude.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I don't know.
She did look like him though.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it might be time to cut that hair.
Like a dude, that he looked like a chick though.
You might need to get her normal haircut now.
Yeah, I think it's time to let that go.
Well, if he starts going bald, he'll have to do it.
Right.
Or he could just do a man bun like Volusia.
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude, listen, nobody wins with a man bun.
Imagine Trevor Lawrence with a man bun.
That's the problem.
not the man bun.
You can't put a helmet on over it.
Exactly. You can't.
No, it doesn't work.
I feel bad for him. That team is bad. He's getting all the blame for it. Now, to be fair, some of the blame is on him. He's not playing well, but
Not playing well.
Yeah, he gets some of the blame.
that's another team that has no receivers on it.
Yeah, I mean, they have a couple guys who've been successful before.
About DJ Chark, is he still with the?
No, right now
No.
it's Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis, former of the Bills, and then the rookie from LSU, Brian Thomas. That's their.
What about Calvin Ridley?
No, he's on Tennessee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why'd they get rid of Chark. Chark is in Carolina now, isn't he? I think he plays for the Panthers.
Is he on the Lions?
I can't remember.
Heard from him lately.
Well, I mean, yeah. He's not playing much these days, so it looks like he's on the way out. But, yeah.
I mean, if he is in Carolina, he ain't doing much because they're fucking terrible.
Yeah, they're better with Dalton than they were with Young, but they're still bad.
Yeah, which is surprising. Like I thought Bryce Young was a good quarterback.
But they're doing.
Yeah.
They are.
I don't think he was.
Yeah, bad take on my part. It happens.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, guys. I have to get up. I'm in Malaysia. I've flown to Malaysia to go to a soccer game tomorrow. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, what game are you going to?
That's an Asia Champions League game. Shanghai versus Johor Bahru in Malaysia. So
go Dragons, I guess. Are they the Dragons?
Johor Bahru.
No, they don't do. Soccer doesn't do mascots, but
they don't.
We're a leopard. They have a mascot, but it's not like they don't call the team that. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
like Manchester United has like a red devil, but they're not like, you know what I mean?
So what is the mascot of Shanghai?
We are a blue leopard.
A blue leopard?
A blue leopard?
Hmm.
Yeah, the blue leopard.
What's wrong with the regular leopard?
Yeah, right.
They're blue, and so it looks cool. It works.
Okay.
Anyways, I do got to run because I got to get up early to go to that thing. So.
All right, man. Well, have fun.
Have a good one.
Later.
Right.
Malaysia.
Yeah.
Well, I should ask you what Malaysia's mascot is.
I hope they let him back in China. You know, every time you leave China, you run the risk of them not letting you back in.
Right. Well, I mean,
I'm not seeing the downside.
Now, they're not like the U.S. They actually do keep people out. So.
You say, and speaking of which, and I'm not saying this is what happened, but did you see what happened yesterday in Conyers, Georgia?
What?
Oh, yeah. About that fire.
A chemical plant blew up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
Really?
saw that.
Wow. What kind of plant? What kind of chemical plant?
I do not know.
Oh, yeah, I saw there's like a big smoke, coming out of that thing, yeah.
Terrorist, maybe?
I was about to say, is this, are we talking about an inside job here, or?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was the chemical plant right next to the dart factory. Yeah.
To the what factory?
Yeah, the dart. Yeah.
Dart?
Well, no, that's the name of a company.
Oh, I was about to say, what do they do? Make darts?
Yeah.
I mean, somewhere there's a dart factory. I mean, there's darts, so someone's got to make them.
It's Jay Shive's favorite place on earth.
Yeah, boy, he'd be in heaven in a dart factory, wouldn't he?
Yeah, you would.
He'd be more happy than Bubba Gump on a shrimping boat.
Oh shit!
Where is Malaysia, and how far is it from China? Is it by the Philippines?
It's south of China. It's in Southeast Asia.
Yeah, like by the Philippines, right?
No.
No?
Not quite. Yeah. I think it's like south of Thailand. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to. Is Malaysia nice? I just assume it's not for some reason.
No, I don't think so.
I mean, Traveling Fools would probably be the one to ask on that. I'm sure he's been there dozens of times.
Oh, it's a Muslim country? Oh, okay.
Malaysia, and it's been to Indonesia, and I guess all those places. Yeah.
He says there's lots of Indians, and he's not talking about the feather Indian. He's talking about the red dot Indian, I think.
It's India Indians.
Yeah, India Indians, real Indians.
Really? Yeah, real Indian.
Yeah.
Not the mistake Christopher Columbus made Indians.
The East.
I'm in India.
Not the West Indies. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it became called the West Indies. But yeah, the East Indies and the West Indies. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Columbus was the worst navigator in the history of sailing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, everybody believed the world was flat back then.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have been considered the weirdo being a globetrot.
Yeah.
I don't know, what year was that when, was that after Galileo? When did they determine that the Earth was round? Or sphere?
Well, I mean, actually, the Greeks knew that the Earth was round way before anyone else. So.
Yeah.
That because I don't really know when that became accepted fact. Yeah.
I'm not sure that the Greeks knew that, because actually, as a matter of fact,
I thought there was
God, what was it called?
I thought there was like a Greek mathematician that estimated the circumference of the globe, and actually got pretty close.
If I remember, I mean, at least Greek legend says that if you sailed out past the Straits of Gibraltar, that you would fall off the edge of the earth. So maybe it was later on in Greek history where they figured it out. I don't know.
Well, there's probably people in Greece that figured it out, but the rest of the dummies didn't believe them.
Yeah.
You know. But now there's a whole other group of dummies who doesn't believe them still.
Yeah.
Well, and I can say their logic is flawed by questioning anything and everything that the U.S. government says.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I question anything the government says, but I don't think this is a government thing. It's a science thing.
Well, I mean, is that the U.S. government? It's not the only government that will tell you the Earth is round.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That's the thing. What does everybody have to gain by lying about the shape of the Earth? Absolutely nothing.
Well, we know they're all colluding together to keep us away from the ice wall.
Yeah. Yeah, because on the other side of the ice walls is paradise and a bunch of other, reptilians and shit like that, I think.
And the other side of the wall is South Africa, but yeah.
The other side of the wall is South Africa.
Yeah, no. I mean, if you sail south from South America and go over Antarctica, you end up in South Africa.
Oh. Well, yeah, Detailer says you're right. The Greeks know.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of navigator. You might be worse than Christopher Columbus, Vic.
Yeah, I'm about to say that wasn't adding up.
Okay.
But like I said, to be fair, Christopher Columbus and the rest of the world, well, except for the Vikings, didn't know that America was there.
Nope. That's right. Yeah, the Vikings knew. Yeah, and
the Vikings knew.
Yeah, and John Cabot knew.
Who?
Yeah, John Cabot. Yeah, he sailed to Canada. Yeah.
Speaking of the Earth being round, did y'all see that video that Elon Musk posted of that rocket? Had a camera on it, I guess. And anyway, shot it out into space, and it had it had the picture of the Earth in the background. You see that? It was just the other day.
Yes. Yeah, and then Amerigo Vespucci discovered that Columbus went to America and not Asia. Yeah, so America is named after Amerigo. Yeah.
Yeah, but that video is pretty unbelievable. Picture of the Earth. Of course, of course, all the flat Earth people are saying it's fake.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, is Elon Musk? I don't. He seemed a little more trustworthy than the federal government.
I mean, if Elon Musk thought the Earth was flat, because that's the other thing they say is that he knows it's flat. But why would he be spending billions and billions of dollars shooting rockets into space if there is no space? I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
Because it's not. He's not really. It's all a distraction.
Yeah, and you know how we got those 2 American astronauts that are trapped up there? You know about that, right?
I know they're not. They're not trapped anymore.
Yeah. They're still there.
They're still trapped.
They're still there.
I thought I saw something where the Russians or something got them back.
No, they're still there. Elon Musk is going to have to go rescue them, I think.
Well, Elon Musk to the rescue.
They're supposed to not get back till like February or March of next year. They were only supposed to be up there for like 2 weeks, and it's going to be like a 6-month stay or something like that. So, I saw something the other day where they're going to vote. They're going to vote in the presidential election from space.
Nice.
Yeah, hey, Kamala Harris needs every vote she can get desperately because her fucking campaign is floundering.
Well, what state are they going to vote in?
I guess whatever state.
That's a very good question.
They should write it down on a paper ballot and just throw it towards Earth like a paper airplane.
It'll burn up before.
Oh, it'll burn on re-entry?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a good question. How do you vote from space?
Well,
I don't know.
I guess you would have to.
Are they going to shoot up a voting machine on a rocket up there?
Well, I don't know. I guess you'd have to get on the radio and then tell them who you want to vote for.
Yeah, but that can't be legal. Somebody else can't cast your vote for you.
Listen, we all know that if they do call down and they vote for Trump, they're absolutely going to throw those fucking ballots out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they would be voting.
I mean, they're throwing out Trump ballots faster than they were throwing out the black vote in the 2000 Florida election.
Well, I mean, except they would be voting in Texas, right? They would be radioing into Houston, so Trump votes probably would get counted.
Well, they would have to represent whatever state they reside in. They don't necessarily live in Texas. I mean, that's where NASA is,
well,
but
I mean, chances are they probably actually do, just for simplicity's sake.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I guess they'll probably live in Florida.
Yeah, they could live in Florida too, but I think they do all their training and everything in Houston. So.
Oh, that's a good question. How would they vote?
I don't know, but that's still my mission before I die. I want to go to space. I need them to hurry up and get these passenger flights to space, get the cost down a little bit so I can afford to go before I die.
Well, I mean, at the very least, it's really cheap to shoot your remains into space.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, you know how they do the burial at sea for like the sailors and the Navy and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be at the sea thing, but yeah, just shoot my corpse into space.
Yeah, we'll do you like Spock from Wrath of Khan. We'll just stuff you in a photon torpedo and shoot you off into deep space.
Yeah.
I mean, at least you're not taking up, valuable real estate, here on Earth at that point.
Yeah, I don't need that. A mail-in ballot from space? I don't think you can do that.
Listen, the post office has enough trouble, much less trying to get shit mailed from space and back down to Earth.
It would have to be sent electronically.
Yeah, they could just shoot my body right towards Mars and just let me smash into Mars.
I mean, you realize it would take you quite a while to get there.
Yeah. A few years, probably. I don't know. They say it's going to take 6 months. Elon Musk's plan is to have humans on Mars by whatever, 2031 or something, which isn't that far away. It's less than 10 years.
So have they already given him the nukes then?
I don't know.
He doesn't have the nukes, but...
Well, he said we got to nuke Mars first to make it habitable.
Yeah, you got to nuke the poles to melt the polar ice caps to have water and to restore the atmosphere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to make like a space laser to...
a space laser? We've already got that. They just don't tell you about that, Vic.
Yeah, we've already got space lasers.
We've had those for years now.
They use that to melt caps.
They also use the space lasers.
The Star Wars program was that Reagan had going.
Yeah, they also use the space lasers to create these hurricanes in the Gulf too. Did you know that?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah,
they shoot. No, Big Tube did a.
The heart was the heart.
Yeah, the heart machine.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, hurricanes have existed before HARP, so.
Well, yeah, we know that.
Right.
But people say hurricanes are getting worse and there's more of them and they're getting stronger, but there's no evidence of any of that.
Climate change.
Well, climate change is fake.
Well, they're blaming climate change for the flooding in Asheville. And turns out they've had floods like that in Asheville before. Back 100 and something years ago. 1912 or some shit like that?
And if we know anything, it's that history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the real problem with
about a bunch of suckers trying to make some money off of people. These fucking climate change fucks.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Well, guess what? She's 18 now, so we're allowed to talk shit about her. She used to get banned for talking shit about her, but not now that she's 18. So fuck that bitch.
I guess she's out of school now.
Oh yeah, she's been out of school for a minute.
Oh.
I mean, she's out here. She's out here trying to lecture the UN when she should be doing Algebra 1 courses. It's like, get out of my face. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Algebra 1.
Like, there's a reason that, we don't listen to children. But for some reason, over like the past 10 years, all we hear is, well, let's listen to what the kids have to say about this shit.
Yeah, fuck them kids. They don't know anything.
Yeah, fuck them kids. Well, there's a reason why, though. That's because the Democrats in this country and liberals worldwide can't convince adults to believe their bullshit, so they're working on the kids because they're the only ones that'll buy it. It's like, yeah, let's convince the people that think Santa Claus is a real fucking thing. They'll buy this horse shit.
Paul, what are you talking about? He says Californians are moving into Asheville and driving the prices up.
Well, that is kind of a fact.
Is it?
Californians are leaving California. It's not just Asheville. It's Knoxville, Austin, Nashville, Tennessee. And people are leaving California in droves. And it's not just California. It's New York. But they're selling these fucking shanties for $800,000 in the state they live in. And they're coming in paying double the asking price in cash.
Yeah, they're doing that here
for a
too.
House.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's been going on for a while.
Yeah, we got a lot of people from New York here that did that.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing happened in Florida. All the snowbirds just refused to go back to New York in 2020.
Well, I know in New York and New Jersey in particular, and probably some of the other northeastern states, especially like the D.C. area. What's that really rich area right by D.C. called, where all the politicians live? Huh?
All of them. The 9 richest counties in the entire country.
Alexandria is what I think. It's Alexandria is what I'm thinking about. But anyway, they moved down here to Charleston. But first of all, the property taxes in New York and New Jersey are insane.
Mm-hmm.
Compared to here. So the same house in New York, they would pay probably $30,000 a year for property tax. Down here, they pay less than $5,000. That's the difference.
Well, and you see a difference even here. Like I was talking to the guy that does all my tattoos. Me and him were talking about different projects we've done because he's renovating his house himself, and dude, the taxes he pays more than quadruple taxes on a smaller house on a smaller lot compared to what I pay. In his house, there's 45 miles between the two.
Yeah. Sea-Dog is in. Sea-Dog, I wonder if he got the storm bad, because his house is already under construction. He can't afford to have a tree come through there.
Well, Sea-Dog did have it down bad. He wasn't hinting around it this weekend because he was sure celebrating the demise of Georgia on Saturday.
Yeah, he was. Yes, but Georgia still owns Georgia Tech. So, I mean, So Sea-Dog has to, root for a team to do what his team not. So.
Yeah, hate watching.
I pissed off somebody in Sea-Dog's comment section. Because I like to screw with Sea-Dog, and I'll spell it CDWAG, and I got attacked in his comment section for that.
Oh no!
Yeah,
you got a bunch of nerds coming after me.
Yep, and I've heard Sea-Dog and Squid Talk, running their mouth about Georgia when they can't beat us. So.
And I don't know if you were on here when I was talking about that, Vic, but I brought that up. Tennessee fans absolutely believe that they've now seen both of y'all's entire playbooks, and there's nothing y'all can do to beat Tennessee. It's inevitability. You might as well not even show up. They're going to beat you 111-0. Nico's going to win 17 Heismans in a row.
Yeah.
And Tennessee's winning the national title every year from now till rapture.
Dang. Sea-Dog says Georgia Tech's are going to beat Georgia this year.
Hey, Georgia Tech gave them a game last year.
They did.
So I wouldn't be so confident on that, Mr. Tube.
In basketball? No, he's talking about football. How dare you?
How dare you?
All right, I guess I'm gonna.
Tennessee fans are so happy, man. They made, what was it, the Elite Eight in basketball. They won their first ever natty in baseball, which I think is their first natty in anything since '98. And now their football team is going undefeated forevermore.
I think they might beat Georgia, though, in all seriousness.
I think it'll be a game.
Yeah.
I have a lot of the same feelings about Tennessee that I do about Miami. I think both of us, our starting 22 can compete with anybody in the country. But once you get into depth, the Georgias, the Alabamas, the Ohio States, they got us.
All right, I guess I'm going to get off here. I got to go get my son from school. I got to let my cat's locked in my bedroom because BA has a dog here, and the fucking cat hates the dog. She attacked him last night.
Who'd have thunk it? Cats and dogs not getting along.
Yeah. Well, the dog can care less about the cat, but the cat doesn't like the dog.
Oh, so this is a one-way hatred. This
Yeah,
isn't a
one-way
mutual
hatred.
thing.
Yeah, she clawed at him last night. She got up on all fours with her back all arched up, started hissing at him. So.
Like, I don't like you, bro. Get from around here.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
but,
y'all have fun. Enjoy the rest of your day.
All right. See you later, Slim.
Yes, sir.
All right, Vic. Vic, Earth to Vic. I think Vic is trapped on the space station as well. All right, see you later, Vic. All right, everybody. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Lunch Money Show, special Lunch Money Show from the Pigskin Pete YouTube studios with me and your boy Uncle Lou on my main channel. So we'll see you at 10 o'clock. Have a great rest of your Monday.